Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you feeling anxious? Do you need to meal prep, work out, find a husband, get a new apartment, get your dream car, change up your style, fix your skincare, change your outfit, change your routine, change your hairstyle, make sure your toes and your nails are always done, make sure that you always look put together, make sure that you are the best version of yourself, etc., 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 etc. And you feel like you don't have any time. And because you feel like you don't have time, now you're burnt out. And now you just crawl back in bed and you're like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do any of it. I'm not even gonna try. This video will help you to prioritize your glow up. Hi, my name is Aliesha and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is how to prioritize your glow up in 2025. First things first, if you've never seen my face before, I do videos on self-love, self-care, glowing up, and becoming your best self. So if that is content you like to see, go ahead and subscribe. Today's video is how to prioritize your glow up in 2025. We all agree that starting a glow up journey can be very overwhelming because first you learn about one thing, then you learn about the next thing, then you're like, oh my god, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do my routine, I gotta do my hair, I gotta do my makeup, I gotta do this, I gotta, like, it feels like it's never ending and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do you make something, how do you make your glow up a priority, right? And I believe it honestly starts with intention, okay? It starts with being super intentional about what you are working on and how you are executing that thing, okay? When I started my glow up journey or my self-love journey, I was trying to do so many different things. I was doing my makeup, I was doing my skincare, I was doing this, I was doing that, and not really creating a whole like foundation for myself. And it wasn't until I did these tips that actually helped me, where I could start to add one thing in my life and then add another and then add another gradually over time. You're gonna get everything done, but you just have to follow these tips. So let's get started. So now that it is 2025, I want you to break your goals into categories, okay? There are 12 months in a year, and I want you to break your goals into categories. So what I mean by this is have a category for each goal. So for instance, mine are usually like career and finance lumped together, physical, self-improvement is another category I like to do, which is like more of like the mental glow up. I have maybe a traveling category, environment, okay? Environment can include your apartment, house. Friendship could be another category. Relationship can be another category. Dating can be another category. What kind of dating experiences do you want? All of these things can be different categories. Once you have picked your category, I want you to choose how long you're going to work on each category and how many categories are you going to work on within this year, okay? I want you to choose a realistic number. There are 12 months in a year, okay? I'm not going to tell you how many categories to work on, but there are 12 months in a year. You want to break your goals up into months, right? Maybe you have 3 categories this year that you really want to get done. So you want to pick the ones that you really want to get done, okay? So maybe you have fitness as one category, and then you have career as another, and then you have physical glow up as another category, okay? Since there are 12 months in a year, that would be about 4 months for each category, okay? You can choose to pick however many categories you want to have in this year. Just make sure it's not an overwhelming amount. The next tip is to create a plan for each category and write it down. So now that you have your 3 or 4, or maybe you have 5, however many categories you have, you need to create a specific plan for it. So let me give you an example. If you choose finances, okay, what is your specific plan for your finances, okay? What do you want to achieve for your finances? So say you want to make 10K a month. What is going to get you to that 10K? You may not know the whole path or the way to get to somewhere, but creating a plan is so important to actually make you go into that direction, right? Actually move you into that direction. Once you move into that direction, you'll already kind of like, you'll tend to pivot if things aren't working out. You'll learn what not to do and what to do. So it's all about just creating that plan first. So maybe your plan is finance, your category is finances. Your plan is to create a budget, pay off debt. How much debt do you want to pay off, right? And then from there, maybe you want to make more money. So how can you make more money? Okay, you see, you want to create a step-by-step plan of how you think you can achieve these things, and what are the things that you're going to do within this plan, right? I can give you another example. Maybe you want to move out into your dream home, right? Okay, what is your plan? Maybe you have to again pay off debt and then create a budget to move out. Maybe you have to buy some appliances before you can move out, right? Maybe you have to figure out how much furniture money you need to move out. Maybe you want 6 months rent and deposit and all that, right? You want to create a specific plan for everything, right? A step-by-step plan. Once you have a plan, that is exactly how you can prioritize yourself and your glow up, okay? You cannot do something or prioritize something without a specific plan, okay? Otherwise, it's just in your head, right? It's just in your head. You need to write it on paper and figure out what your plan is for these categories. The next thing to do is to pick a habit or intentionality for each category for each month, right? Let me give you another example, okay? We just talked about finances. Say you are working on your finances from January to March, okay? You gave yourself 4 months for each category. You have 3 categories and 4 months for each, right? So you're working on it from January to March. What is your intentionality for January, right? You have to know what your specific habit is that you need to work on, okay? So maybe your intentionality for January is to just follow your budget. Something as simple as that. I just want to follow my budget. I don't want to eat out. I don't want to spend excess money. This is what I'm going to do, right? This is going to be so gold in your glow up because it is going to propel you to do other things, right? Once you start doing something right, you start to want to do other things, and it really does make it like come alive. It makes it so that it can come into fruition in your life because now you're making it a priority. So now we have February, the next month. We're still working on our category of finances. So now that you have proven to yourself that you can follow a budget, right? Maybe now you're working on paying off that debt that month, right? You're learning how to pay off the debt. Maybe you're adding in a finance audible book to listen to every month. Then we move into March, right? So say now that you're creating your budget, you're still paying off debt, you have paid off all your debt in February. And it's okay if you hadn't in this whole month, by the way, also, because some things might take a little bit longer, right? But let's just say you did. So now in March, now you're saving money. You're saving money, you're putting away money, and you're doing a really great job. You know what, girl? I forgot to count April because I definitely said 4 months. And now we're in April, okay? So now April, everything is looking really, really good. And now maybe you want to start investing. I don't know, okay? This is just an example. But you see how that is like you're giving yourself an intentionality every single month, okay? For the time period that you have that category for. And that's what makes it intentional. That's what makes it a priority in your life. But if you don't know what direction to go in, you'll end up in all different directions and all different kinds of places. The next tip is to learn to make yourself a priority, okay? This video is about how to make your glow up a priority, but your glow up is all about self. Make yourself a priority, to me, is to make yourself a priority every single morning. What I mean by this is that we have so many things that attack us throughout the day. People might ask us for things. Our job demands things from us. Maybe you have kids and your kids are demanding a lot from you. Maybe you're married. There's so many things that can be taken from us, right? Because of that, a lot of people tend to start to be people pleasers. They start to neglect themselves, stop taking care of themselves because of the demands of life, right? Or maybe just something random happened and it's, life is crazy, right? I want you to learn to pull back your time, right? I want you to learn to put yourself first in the morning, okay? This is the most crucial thing that I will ever always take from my own glow up journey, is how I have learned to put myself first, because I used to give to everybody else, and I realized that my cup has to be overflowing in order for me to give, right? And if my cup is not overflowing, not full, but overflowing, then what am I doing, right? So the way you make your cup overflow, right? When you wake up in the morning, you need to allot enough time for you to put yourself as a priority, okay? Maybe you need to work out in the morning. Maybe you need to drink your green juice in the morning. Maybe you just need quiet time. Maybe you need time with God. What do you need in the morning that's gonna jumpstart your morning and make you feel really good? When I wake up in the morning, first of all, I wake up at 4:30, and in the morning, I wake up at 4:30 on purpose, right? I still live with my parents, and it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. I have siblings. I still live with my parents, so I have to make sure that I want to get up early, right? I get up early. I wake up Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I go to the gym, okay? And then Tuesday and Thursdays, I tend to read my Bible, tend to get in the word, right? And I am in this space of just me, me time, right? And I'm the first person that sees myself first in the morning. I'm not going out in the living room and conversing. First of all, nobody's up, which is great, but I'm not going in the living room conversing and having a conversation, because I know that I need my me time, right? And once you do that, you start to make yourself a priority, and then you start to see how you can prioritize your own glow up and yourself, okay? Doing all these things in the morning is also going to make you able to prioritize your glow up, because you're going to be working on things that are going to make you glow up in the morning. Now, it doesn't have to be as early as I wake up. You have to learn yourself. You have to learn your schedule. You have to figure out what is best for you. If you have kids, you might have to wake up a little bit earlier, okay, to get yourself together first, because you have to take care of them. Remember that you have to be okay so that you can take care of others. If you have a child, literally you have to be okay too. Like, remember yourself. This glow up isn't just about being the best version of yourself, but to feel like the best version of yourself, to love on the best version of yourself. And to do that is to put yourself first in the morning. I can't believe I used to just wake up and not put myself first in the morning. Like, no, okay? The next one is to learn to manage your time. This is how you're gonna learn to manage your time. You are gonna go about your day and take time to figure out how much time it takes you to do certain things, okay? How much time does it take you to do your makeup? How much time does it take you to do your everything shower routine? How much time does it take you to get to work or to leave work? Or how much time in the day do you go to work for, right? How much time do you need to work on your business? How much time do you actually have in the day? A lot of us aren't prioritizing ourselves because we feel like we don't have time. We've heard it before. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. Do you not have time, or are you just really bad at managing your time, okay? I am the worst person when it comes to time management. I mean, one of the worst. And I used to be late everywhere I went, okay? I have gotten so much better over the years, okay? But I had to learn to manage my time. I had to learn how long does it take me to do a full face of makeup, a makeup that I actually liked, right? It takes me about 30 minutes, okay? So now I know, because that takes me 30 minutes, that I need to start earlier than when I thought I needed to start, right? Sometimes you start the task a little too late because you think, oh, I have time, and then you really don't have time because it takes you longer, okay? How much time are you going to spend in the gym? You have to know these things about yourself, because you're going to realize that you actually do have time to make your glow up a priority, right? But we feel like we don't because we have all this stuff, and if you don't have time, then you need to make time. And I bring it back to either waking up earlier or going to sleep later or doing whatever you got to do. Take back your time. If you're giving it too much time to somebody else, take it back. there are ways to create time. Okay, time is of value, and you need to make sure that you're putting yourself of value, right? Time is the biggest investment, the biggest value that anybody can have, and you should be having your time. Okay, if you want to glow up in 2025, you need to make sure that you make time for yourself. And this brings me to saying no, okay? In order to make your glow up a priority, you need to learn how to say no to people, okay? Sometimes you cannot go to that shindig. You just can't, okay? Sometimes you have to say no to somebody because you have something important to do. You have to go to sleep early. You can't be on the phone all night because you have to hit the gym tomorrow, okay? Say no. Tell them, let them know, like, hey, I have to get up early tomorrow. You don't have to tell people what you have to get done. Just communicate, okay? Communicate with your friends, family, whatever you have to do, communicate with them, you know, and go about your business, right? So learn to say no, okay? If you want to like practice this and this kind of scares you, if somebody asks you to do something over text, I would say that would be the first thing that would kind of like be easier. I actually started like, I know I was such a weenie, but like, I'm not gonna call myself a weenie. I was just learning. But back when I didn't know how to say no, I used to just like, when I used to get like text messages, I used to get like text messages and I'll just be like, oh, you know, I can't do that, I'm busy. And once I started doing that, it became easier to do stuff like that in person. You can't say no to somebody in person. Also, if they're asking in person, just let them know, hey, can I get back to you? Maybe you don't know the answer, right? Maybe you don't know if you can do that thing. Hey, can I get back to you? That's okay too. And then you can shoot them a text and be like, hey, I thought about it, I don't have any time. Okay, it gets easier as you go, and then when people start asking you things in person, you're gonna be like, oh no, I can't. You know, just start small, okay? This tip is my favorite tip because it's the one thing that really helps me, and that is to create a habit tracker. I have talked about a habit tracker so many times on my channel, and I realize it's the one thing that's always kept me consistent. When I start to fall off from my goals or glow up, I'm like, what am I not doing? Then I realize I'm not tracking my progress. I'm not tracking how many times I've done something. A habit tracker is when you track the amount of times you do something. Do a weekly habit tracker. You can either track this by month or week. I like to do it by week because week is a little bit easier to see. And on the side of the board, I usually have a key. So maybe I have, how many times did I do a face mask? Put a circle down if you've done your face mask this week, okay? And in my head, I have about, like, I need to do my face mask at least twice a week. So I like to track that. I'll have the gym on there. I used to go to the gym about 3 times a week and go to yoga at least once. That's about 4 times. So I like to track that. So I'll put like a subtraction symbol to track that. How many times did I eat out? Because maybe I'm trying to stop that bad habit, right? So I use a plus symbol, right? And then every week, say it's Monday, you can put a plus, you can put a minus, you can track how many times you've done something. And let me tell you, this will create so much motivation in you, so much drive, because you'll look at it and be like, oh my God, like I actually went to the gym 3 times a week. Let's increase it to 4. Oh my gosh, I actually did my face mask twice a week. Maybe we can throw in a 3rd time. Like, you're just gonna look at it and be more motivated. And then from there too, you can add on more things to track, okay? Because you're gonna start getting really good at it, and then you're gonna be like, I'm gonna track this, I'm gonna track that. Like, it just becomes like a fun game. The next tip is to make it easy. You have to make it easy, okay? There are so many ways that you can make something easy. If you have to wake up and go to the gym in the morning, put out your gym clothes the night before, okay? If you have to do your skincare, make sure your skincare is visible for when you have to go do it, right? Say you have to film a video. One thing that I like to do is keep my lights up before I have to film, like the day before, and my camera out and already have it charged, because I know that sometimes when it's not like that, I'm not gonna wanna do it, okay? Other things too, cleaning. Like, you can make cleaning so easy, right? You can have a set cleaning day once a week, but at nighttime, pick up your items, right? Pick up your items for the day that you use, right? Put it back, right? This would make cleaning your space easier when that once a week comes, right? So you're picking up after yourself every single night after the day starts, right? And then this, the reason I'm adding in this habit in here to make it easy is because sometimes when our place is messy, it's like everything is overwhelming, right? And I think cleaning is a huge foundation for like your glow up, because honestly, when my space is clean, my head is clear, right? And if I'm feeling chaotic, I don't like that. And the easiest thing to do is really to pick up after yourself after the day is over, or even when you do the task. So if you did your makeup, put away your makeup after you're done, you know, or when the night comes, clean a little bit. You know, you'll find that it's easier when that day comes to clean stuff, right? So that's how you make things easy. You make habits easier. Next tip, and I talked a little bit about this, is to have a reset routine every single week. Okay, pick one day out your week to have a reset routine. I like to do mine on Sundays. This is where I go to church, I meal prep, I juice, I like to clean my room, my bathroom, and I like to fold. It sounds like a lot, but once you kind of get into a rhythm, it's pretty easy, especially like I said, if you do the thing where you're making it easy. Okay, so maybe you already went to the grocery store, so now all you have to do is juice your stuff or meal prep that day. You know, you don't want to go to the grocery store and buy your groceries the same day. Like, that's gonna be a lot, right? Same thing for the cleaning. Like I said, you pick up after yourself. When that reset routine comes, you find that you don't have that much to deep clean. Keeping up with things throughout the week, this reset routine won't have to be so daunting, so crazy, but it is necessary, because when I start the week off chaotic, my life is chaotic, and why would I want to glow up? Also, planning specific things for the week during this reset routine. So maybe you're planning your workouts, you're planning your hairstyles for the week, you're planning your outfits because you're trying to physically glow up. So maybe these are things that you're going to have to start planning in order to be intentional about them. Sometimes we just have to plan it to get it together. And the last tip, and one of the best tips on here, is to get yourself back on track when you fall off, okay? And the way you're going to do that is you need to have a cue. A cue is so important. A cue is something that's going to remind you to do other things, right? It's going to jumpstart you to get back on your routine. So for me, I have a couple cues that kind of like help my brain to get back on my routine. And this can be very, very small. So maybe it's something like putting an audiobook on, or a podcast. For some reason, when I put on a podcast or an audiobook, it starts to motivate me a little bit, and it starts to jumpstart my brain to be like, oh yeah, let's go clean up my room, or let's go to the gym, or let's go work on something. I don't know why. I think my brain associates that with glowing up, because I always watched podcasts when I worked out or cleaned my room. Have a cue. You want to pair things together. You want to walk more, right? Having a cue of putting in your earbuds to put on an audiobook while you're walking is going to be so perfect, because when you fall off, you can use that same cue to inspire you to walk, or to inspire you to go to the gym. You know, there are different things that you can do. Another cue can be your alarm. I have a sunset alarm that wakes me up, and that's my cue. I have this specific ringtone. It's very calming. It is always my cue to wake up. It works for me. Okay, so figuring out a specific cue that's going to get you back on track. Other thing to do if you can't find a cue is to remind yourself of your why, right? Go back to old journals and kind of read them and be like, okay, well, why am I doing this, right? How far have I come? Go back to your vision board. Figure out things that you can do to get you back on track. Okay, it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes it is hard to get back on track. We all fall off. Okay, I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. None of us are perfect, okay? We all fall off, but you want to find something that's going to get you and redirect you back to what you were doing in the first place, okay? Sometimes when I kind of fall off of my YouTube goals, I always watch my own videos to motivate me and to make me realize, okay, why am I doing this YouTube channel, okay? And then I'm reminded of it when I watch my content, and it is so perfect. And that is my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.